On January 17, 1994, a 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck Northridge, California at 4:30 a.m. This earthquake was a powerful jolt that flattened buildings, destroyed homes, damaged freeways, started fires, and disrupted water and power. The main part of the shaking lasted for about 10 to 20 seconds. This earthquake's focus was 19 kilometers underground on the San Andreas Fault. This earthquake was also on a blind part of the San Andreas Fault, meaning that you could not see the fault from the surface. The earthquake was also the worst earthquake in the Los Angeles area since 1971. This was a devastating earthquake that caused 57 deaths and over 9,000 injuries. There were also 40,000 buildings that were damaged or knocked over. Since the earthquake was early in the morning and most people were sleeping, the death toll was not very high, so it could have been a lot worse. Some more reasons that made the death toll lower was that it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so not many people were at work, school, or in their cars on the collapsed freeways. Also, Los Angeles has earthquake-safe buildings. Most of the deaths happened in wood-framed apartment buildings on the first floor, because the wood is not an earthquake-safe building tool, and the first floor is not a good place to be during an earthquake because stuff can fall on you. One of the most devastating parts of this earthquake was how it caused bridges and freeways to break in half. 9 freeways broke in half, and many more were unsafe to drive on. The freeways closing down and breaking caused many people to take large detours through the Mojave Desert or sit in very traffic-filled smaller roads. As a section of the Antelope Valley Freeway collapsed onto the Golden State Freeway south of Newhall. Also, a section of the Santa Monica Freeway in West Los Angeles collapsed. The earthquake also damaged many cars and parking structures. The epicenter of the earthquake was in Northridge, but it was felt strongly in Fillmore, Glendale, Santa Clarita, Santa Monica, the Simi Valley, and also in western Los Angeles. The earthquake was also felt as far away as Las Vegas, Utah, and Mexico. However, little damage was done because they were so far away from the epicenter. The earthquake caused liquefaction to occur in Simi Valley and the Los Angeles Basin. Another thing that this earthquake did was cause landslides in the Santa Susana and Santa Monica Mountains. After the earthquake, there were thousands of aftershocks, including a 5.9 and 5.6 magnitude earthquake. Even though there were many aftershocks, there were no foreshocks, so there was no way of knowing that a big earthquake was coming. This earthquake may have not been the biggest in the world, but it caused more than $20 billion in damage. The Northridge earthquake was the costliest seismic disaster in U.S. history. After the devastating earthquake, many fires were set off in Venice, Malibu, and the San Fernando Valley. These fires added to the amount of damage done because they burned down many buildings. The Santa Susana Mountains grew 15 centimeters, but some places rose 20 inches in elevation during the Northridge earthquake. This earthquake also caused many cracks in roads and sidewalks. The Northridge earthquake was also the most mapped earthquake because new earthquake mapping technology was just coming out, and people were eager to use it. In fact, it was measured on over 200 seismographs. After the earthquake, contractors were called to remove the collapsed freeways. This only took a few days. However, rebuilding the freeways took months or even years. The earthquake was a very damaging event in Los Angeles, but luckily not a lot of people died.